We're live.
So make sure we're up and going.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and kick us off.
6, we usually start off with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
We are gonna skip the meeting or the minutes.
From last time?
Yes, we'll do those in the next one. I thought I had them, and when I looked, I couldn't find anything but my last ones, so.
January was the last one, so, and I know that it was more of a discussion of handouts for review and things like that.
Yep.
All right. According to this, we have the attendance record. I'm gonna read it off from the top. President, me, I'm here. Oh, actually, I should probably turn.
They're probably, are they on?
I turned mine on.
Okay.
All right. Stephanie Rome. Christian? Here. Jim? Here. Darren? Gail? Here. Stuart? Yep, here. Whoever's vacant? Sandra?
Here.
Andrew?
Here.
Don? Here. And Chris?
Here.
All right. Try to get caught up to roll here real fast. Come up now. Actually, does anybody mark on that on that?
No, that's why I gave you that paper. President's the only one
I
that does
know, that's why. Quickly playing catch up here. Mhm.
it. So,
Chris.
before we get to the public hearing at 6:15, we can chat about whatever, it's kind of other topics going on. But that hearing, we will move forward with it for the rezone. It makes sense. I was unable to get the petitioner in here. I don't think that there needs to be an explanation though. It's very simplistic. It's high industrial or heavy industrial, and it is, you know, has been residential forever. So
I took a look at it on
Yeah.
Google Maps and it's like squeezed.
Yeah.
How did it get zoned like
I
that?
have no idea.
So we had a storage building on it, something.
Yeah,
That might have been
something.
it.
So when we get to the public hearing for that, we'll open it up. We'll go ahead and go through the formal steps and everything, but I don't think the petitioner will be here. I tried to get a hold of them.
Okay.
First time homeowner, works a lot, younger girl,
Constantly on the go.
constantly on the go, so. But I don't think we really need a presentation for that one. So, AutoZone, and I think we have a representative, Jason Hall.
Yes.
So we do have a representative from AutoZone, and did you bring materials? I thought you said you did. Okay, so he has materials, he's willing to speak, we can ask him questions, whatever, when that public hearing begins. I decided not to do any, so we do need to get through the tiny homes. We need to get through subdivision single splits change, administrative approvals for them, and the fee schedule. I've taken the feedback that anyone has sent me on those. I'll send out final versions for next month. I didn't try to do it this month because we have 2 public hearings and AutoZone is a larger. So I didn't want to have us do 7 things in one night, 5, 6 things in one night. So those are all, we're going to continue forward with them. I will send finalized copies and we'll just go through and have a public hearing for each. And if you guys decide and vote for it, that's what we'll do. We do have the ordinance resolution, and Don, do you mind just giving a little overview of this for us this is for the tax incremental financing district?
Yeah. The RDC approved the economic development plan and declaratory resolution. It's a, for the area, and you have the map, so you know where it is. It includes the Bone Roman site and properties to the east and to the west, for a proposed TIF district. And, the RDC's approved the declaratory resolution, and then, it's up to the, next goes to the Butler Plan Commission for you to determine whether it conforms to the city of Butler's plan of development for the economic development area, the MAC area. So you'll have to either, to vote on that resolution aye or nay. And, if you approve it, unanimously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we gotta have a
It's
unanimous
got to be unanimous, or it goes to.
For everything.
for everything, yeah.
Goes to the next meeting. So do you have anybody have any questions about the area and what we're trying to do with the TIF district? And that is an industrial area as it is, commercial industrial, on Highway 6, and kind of, if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them.
The only thing that I know of was, I know that we had an outstanding issue with possibly getting grants for the raising of the bone site.
Yes.
Still in progress, or kind of got held up?
Yeah, I'd like to give an update on, yeah. So I gave this update here at the, RDC, so, the grant deadline for the Ready 2.0 grant was April 14th. Pay Holdings that owns the property out there went ahead and hired an attorney out of Fort Wayne. Try to go through all this and try to come to an agreement with the city, because like I said, they originally were gonna give it to us, then once we got 90% to the finish line, they decided to pull it back and say, we're gonna take it and do it ourselves, because we could not guarantee them, the demolition contract. And by state statute, you just can't award a contract out for that kind of money without going through competitive bidding. So they kind of pulled it back and said, well, we're not gonna give it to you if we don't need the bidding, and we also know the grant process is coming up. It's gonna be done on April 11th or April 14th. You come to the city where you're gonna partner with the city on an economic development agreement, or you're gonna take this project yourself. If you take this project for yourself, you're gonna end up losing the Ready grant. You're gonna owe the city money, what we've already incurred. You're gonna owe JPR for money that they put in as far as engineering. And then Indiana Brownsfield put a lot of money into that site too, so they're gonna have to pay Indiana Brownsfield back. So I reached out to the attorney that they secured about a week before April 14th and let them know that, hey, deadline is April 14th. At that time, we did not know that the city was going to get an extension. We knew there was a possibility of getting an extension, but until it went to the RDA on April 14th, we weren't guaranteed that. So they had a meeting last week, did extend the grant for us until May 12th. So we're on the clock right now, 3 weeks from yesterday, that if we do not get an agreement with Pate, we will lose that Ready grant, which is about $2.3 million. If we lose that, we've already told the owner of the bond that we will go through a condemnation of the building, and we will force you to tear it down on your dime. But if you can come back and sign an economic development agreement with us, we can get everything rolling again, get it tore down at zero cost to them, and get the tax write-off, so on and so forth. So it's kind of where we're at right now.
So it's still in state of flux, but it's in the TIF area, obviously. Yeah. We know that one way or the other, it's gotta come down in order to help do that. But the TIF isn't built around just the bond site.
Correct, it goes all the way to the old Universal facility. And Don's gonna reach out to Tom Leeser, the attorney from what Pate has secured, and have a conversation, see where we're at on that. Anything else, Don, you wanna add to that?
I think that's pretty much where we are.
Is this the last step in the creation of the TIF district, is the plan commission? Does it go, plan commission gives a recommendation to the council?
The plan commission says it meets the, Butler plan of development. And then, it goes to council, and then it goes back to the redevelopment commission for confirmation.
Okay.
Resolution.
And that,
It's kind of like a 4-step process, really.
that map is in that packet, so.
Great, but if I remember correctly, the AutoZone site falls in the TIF, does it?
Yes, it does.
Big Street.
Unique overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was kind of like from the Butler Food Center, basically to the overpass.
Trying to capture anything new that might come in there, anything in that whole commercial area.
It no longer goes to the overpass. We cut it back because
Yes.
there's a city-owned property which we can't include, so.
Yeah, that one house that's right there. So it basically gets to the fire department.
Oh,
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
I knew that there was one house there, and I think that, I don't know if the loop, within that loop, is that a water retention area that actually?
I don't know. Is there a-
Behind Bond?
Yeah.
No, I was referring to if you're heading towards if you're going west on Sixth, and you turn right and go up and over the overpass,
That's a.
that area that's included in the loop.
There's a map in here.
Mhm.
It's only on the
Did
south side of Sixth.
Did we mean to include Janice?
That was the
Or not
house.
include
I'm
Janice?
talking about, it is the area that's in that
This
curve.
map's wrong.
I didn't know if that was water.
This map's wrong then.
Yes, that is a water retention.
Okay,
Just the map portion.
Okay.
and I didn't know if that was city water retention or county water retention.
Well, when they built that overpass, it was built for the water retention.
Okay, yeah, from engineering, they dug it deep enough that it would retain water for off flow and everything else. I just didn't know if
But
that was.
then they let those trees grow.
I think your legal descriptions are right.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't take care of it.
Hey, guys, on the map, one more to the west here, Janice, that's included. The legal descriptions are correct, it's just the map was off by one property.
And that would only Janice if they did additional construction.
Oh, yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah. It'll be
Well,
valued
if
at
you
where they're
raise
at.
Palm, they might wanna push backwards for more parking, because I know that they park in that area, in that spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's my fault.
Any other questions for the tip area then?
And we'll come back to it, because we're about to hit 6:15 here.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we just went ahead, because it did sound like we had more questions, I was the one that was hogging the board on the ball.
We'll give everyone a little more time to think about it here.
Digest.
A few more minutes.
Fair enough. Yeah,
yeah, it's a, okay.
as you said, we're
There's copy in it.
40 seconds from
That's the Janice property there.
Yeah, it's in the legal,
Okay.
just, I missed it in the map, so. I know. Great. Okay, mine says 6:15. You wanna call public hearing, go over
What are you on?
the computer?
I got 15 seconds.
Well, apparently you haven't updated your watch in a while.
Same here.
It's a digital.
Oh, my watch does. Braxton's computer's wrong.
Remember, you're hooked up to the Wi-Fi that just, But yes, let's go ahead and call open the floor, call it official, 6:15. So we're gonna start with the, AutoZone area then?
Nope, 6:15, we're doing the rezone.
Okay, for the house.
Yep, ZMA 2026-01.
Alright. For anybody who didn't know where that area is, it just happens to be over here by the railroad tracks right behind where Brent's Automotive is. It's a one-story development, literally smack dab between a trailer park and a trailer.
And I honestly do not know how it ever got zoned as heavy industrial. I mean, heavy industrial is because of all the stuff over.
If it was across the street, I know that I had heard from when Brent was discussing Seabird and all that, that railroad easement is in that area. But since it's on that other side of the street,
Yeah.
it's not in that area.
It's an interesting one.
Should have left it over from Butler Company site too.
Oh, that could be, yeah. So it's heavy industrial, there's been a house on it for a long time. A young lady purchased the house, back and forth with, lenders, et cetera, why is this heavy industrial? So in order for some of those things to happen, it makes it a lot easier to do a lot of things if she's back at residential, and in that area, it should be Old Town residential.
And it
So-
already meets the credentials of being old time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's not like she has to make any changes to match the zone or anything like that.
no, it'll just, if she wanted to build certain things, do certain things on the property, we would want it to abide by residential property. It makes a lot of sense, so. Should I go through the jurisdictional findings, et cetera?
Well, just trying to find a page for that.
Well, if there's anyone else who wants to speak, and if there is no one, we can close the public hearing.
I'll open the floor. And I don't think you're here to speak on the house. Just making sure we go through due process. All right, nobody's here on the floor, make sure I acknowledge that on the mic, get that recorded. So we go ahead and close the public on that. Do we have any vote that we need to do for that? I'm assuming yes?
Yeah, if you want, we can go through anything, unless you guys are good on all of the findings, et cetera. Okay,
I read through them this afternoon, so I didn't have anything.
okay. Then you will need to take a vote.
Alright.
I'd vote to accept the findings with a favorable,
Yes.
unfavorable, or no recommendation to the Butler City Council.
We're gonna flip back to the attendance records, that way I have names. Stephanie? No, my mistake, that was.
You need a motion first too.
Yeah.
Yep. Some, wanna make a motion to vote in favor or vote? Okay. Anybody
I
second?
make a motion.
Second. Alright. So,
Yes.
we got 5, so, Adam, yay, nay? Yay. Yay. Yeah. I'll say yay. Got 5? It's 5.
It's all you.
Alright,
There is, there's a sheet after that
that's what I was
for
looking
you to
for.
go ahead and do signature, put in the recommendation.
I was looking for the address, just to make sure I had the right sheet here. It's an amendment to the zone. Let's see how it was.
Zone maps, and then I can go
Way back there.
No one else has it, it's just you pulling. Unless I missed it, which, but the way I was frantically doing that, here you go. So this is a certification proposed amendment to the zone map to the city council. So you guys have to put certified this day of, and then you, Christian, and myself will have to
Well,
sign.
that's where that was. I was looking for the address to make sure it was on there. But it's only discussing the plot, it wasn't showing the address. So, oh, here it is. Got it.
For a chance to report where I was down.
Yeah, it was hiding up in there.
I wouldn't put it past me to miss it. A lot of little
Leave
things
it,
that you
leave it
change.
blank
Yeah.
from my.
Most of his words of late have been nothing but whereas, so I kinda knew I had to dig through it a little bit more.
You want me to prepare the ordinance?
Yeah, you can go ahead and that then.
Yeah.
For the council.
That's on the ordinance.
And I think David's the city planner, okay, on that. So, look at that. Yep. Oh, my signature that short.
Make sure you get that back.
Yeah, Greg, don't walk off with your packet, that's fine.
No, that's the reason why I said it right there, left wide
I
open.
just said, make sure you don't walk away with that.
Yeah, he's got one more right there. I have electronic copies, so I'm good.
Yeah. Did Christian sign?
Yeah, she did. He did.
Go ahead and sign real quick. My signature's much older than yours. No, yeah, don't. Okay, we do have a few minutes left over if you want to get the tip done.
Yeah, it's just a resolution. Yeah, I'll read the resolution and someone can, if they would make the motion, we can vote. Resolution of the Butler City Plan Commission is hereby resolved by the Butler City Plan Commission that they approve the economic development plan and the declaratory resolution and find that the economic development plan conforms to the city of Butler's plan of development for the economic development area. If you believe that to be true, would you please make a motion?
I believe it's true. I'll make a motion. Anybody second? Go through the list, start with Adam?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I also did yes.
I need everybody's signature, but we're the one.
Want me on your sheet there?
If you would,
Official one?
yeah.
Don't give that one to me.
Put a date on there, so I'm just walk it down to Adam, and you can pass it back. Here you go, sir. Yes, sir. There aren't any lines, so just go ahead and sign underneath.
Just
We'll run fingerprints later.
Future council meetings for
Softball?
the TIF after involved with that.
No, not, absolutely not.
We're the only ones in the right mind.
As long as it's not a razor made pen, right?
Yeah.
Those were horrible in the eighties for softballs. Around. Sir?
Magic. Now we're back to Andrew, so.
There we go.
Well, we got 7 minutes, so
Euchre?
I get right. I mean, if you guys have anything else to discuss, any questions on the things that we're gonna be doing next time, it will be those 3 other items there. TIF's done, rezone's done, that'll go to council for final approval. The development plan that we're gonna talk about tonight is your guys' decision, it does not go to council. So, but that will take a unanimous vote. Can we allow him to bring his stuff up now, just as far as the papers and stuff, or send them out, disperse it?
As long as you don't open the public hearing, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to, that way we don't take any more of your time than we have to.
Yeah, just want to take one and pass them around. Should be 10 of them in there, one for everything.
No, either, so PDF of everything there, that just happens to be a hard copy of all the PDFs you sent? or-
I don't think it's everything I sent.
Okay.
It's not probably full construction set, yeah.
Okay.
No, I sent other things.
I know some things don't go in PDFs very well sometimes.
Right.
Could have come up with a better short number for that. Yeah, I know, 666 on the end of it.
Ooh, wait, I have. That's a lot of stories.
Yes. That's what I'm sure.
Yeah, well, part of it.
That's what I thought.
So much easier to read than reading on PDF on 15-inch screen. I originally opened it up on my phone, and I was just like, oh, no. Oh. I just thought of a second one. No, I had one for you this afternoon, but I just thought of another one.
Write it down.
I remember it. There's the diagrams we were trying to figure out where we were at this afternoon.
Yeah. We are looking, I'm going through the closet to see if I can find, the county does not have anything on
The infrastructure,
well, no,
the infrastructure plans.
no, as far as the drainage stuff, the actual, they had asked us if you had anything on file. He does not, the county does not. I'm looking through the closet, but I haven't found anything yet. You might. Have you seen it? We're looking for that property on Jake Street.
Or that subdivision that would have had some sort of development plan
Yeah.
or shown where the, really anything is.
Yeah.
Besides what you can see. Yeah, drainage plans, stormwater
Back to
plans.
the owners, I've got your contact.
Okay. If you can see if they have anything for them, that'd be great.
We made a lot of, or some assumptions on drainage, and we just want to make sure that, all the final designs, yeah.
any development plans, stuff, any infrastructure, information, drainage, what do they call it, drainage?
Yeah, it would have been approved during the subdivision of that, but we don't. What was recorded was just the plat, it didn't include any of the drainage plans or anything like that, so yeah, typically would have been left with whoever the planner was, I'm assuming it was, Steve, wherever he would have kept that stuff.
It probably was Steve, because Steve was here 11 years.
It might have been before Steve, then.
It could have been, well, 13, 14 years, I think it could have been.
There was
Before that.
about 12 years ago, if I remember correctly.
How long?
I think it was about 12 years ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
12, and Steve would have been here.
Yeah.
I'll make a call to him.
Yeah, I'll go through his files once again. We'll see, we're trying to see if we can find anything for you. Appreciate it.
Looks like they bought it in 2018, West Side Commercial.
Oh, that'd be about right. 12, 15 years ago.
Not 2008, 2018.
Oh,
Oh, but they weren't the ones that did it that way, right?
I was doing hard math, today's our wedding anniversary, so I'm like, okay, how long have we been married and how long did we date before? Right. Yeah. You say 32 years, it's like, okay.
Yeah, they're just not.
Oh, that was done in 2006, 2/22 of 2006.
2006.
I'm still before that.
That's the administrative one.
We're talking for this one here.
Or the de minimis, which looks weird, it's less than that, so we're in the range, but just, that's what that.
We're saying
It's good to have a cash on this one thing, the school will open what we hear.
everything's up there, it's going there.
They're gonna take to this.
And then you're gonna know the sun out all that, and yeah, nowadays everything's all in there. So I kinda had to laugh, like, the computer was off time compared to, so, we're close enough, we got about 10 seconds.
Mine's
Now we
good.
get time. There, we were talking.
You were that kid that synchronized his watch, weren't you? Yep.
I work off, unfortunately, GMT, so, and I work off a 24-hour time.
Right.
Yeah, I live off of timestamps and audit trails, so I can really, yeah. All right,
Go for it.
go ahead and open the floor then, for discussion, for the, AutoZone.
Dev 2026-01.
Okay.
And public hearing.
You actually want me to say it in the mic so that way it's
Yep.
on record? All right, DEV 20601.
2026.
202601. Man, I am really bad on numbers today.
All right.
And that's the year, what can I say? All right. We're discussing, a presentation for the new AutoZone and any plans that are coming forth. So we're open for it.
The mic's not gonna be on, just speak loud enough for the. Okay. Again. Yep. All right.
Good evening. You too. Oh, you're here.
Let me say, I drove up from Louisville, so I'm glad you had a forum. So.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, you don't want an 8-hour drive for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm Jason Hall with Pave Dawson Consulting Engineers. We're AutoZone's civil engineer on the project. We've been doing AutoZone work for about 17 years, so we've been through a lot of them. And so they're in the middle of about a 5-year plan to do 300 stores a year. So you're part of that. So pretty big push. So I put together, a little bit of what we had submitted and added some color here, just make things a little easier to look at. So if you flip to page 2, got the colorized site plan. Kind of gives you a good indication of, the property there. The thin black line around the perimeter of the box, that's the property line. So you see there's quite a bit of green space, on the lot. No direct access to West Main Street. And we are asking for 2 access points along J Street, which, Andrew, I think we need to probably talk about at some point. AutoZone, has their sign located at the northwest corner of the lot. Here you can 10-foot setbacks, it's kind of that little orange rectangle you can see up in the upper left corner there. Delivery area faces south, away from main roads. And the store is a 7,381 square foot store, and we have 31 parking spaces, which exceeds the required by about 6 spaces, I believe. Flip over to page 3. Color building elevations. AutoZone's design for this is primarily a split face CAD, so it's not just smooth painted block. It's actually got some texture to smooth face or split face block in AutoZone's brand colors. They're gray and orange and red. There is some ethos in the white area there where their sign goes. And the signage is also shown on this elevation, the front wall elevation, which is the top elevation. So they've got one sign facing West Main on the building, and then also the freestanding pole sign, which is starts on page 4. Is the signage, signage information if you want to flip over. I've included that if you have signage will be under separate approval, but I assume it is. So the building signage is shown there, 40 inches high by 35 to 2 inches long. And then page 5, flip over to the pylon sign. So AutoZone is proposing a 25-foot high overall height sign that is, the cabinet is 8 foot by 12 foot 6, which meets the zoning ordinance. And we'll go over to the next page, page 6, that's our proposed landscape plan. This does differ a little bit from what was submitted. We went back and looked at a few things. Well, obviously we had the pylon sign there in the corner, but as we're looking at where we had located the landings, there is a 20-foot utility easement on the front of the lot with the sewer line in it. So we moved those trees and shrubs out of that easement back closer to the parking area, which really, I guess, is the intent of the landscape ordinance anyway. Beautify the parking area a little bit. So we just adjusted that location on those along West Main Street. And then we've got the trees and shrubs along J Street as well. On the right side of the page, we've got the basically restated the landscape requirements. As you can see in the little calculations table, along both street frontages, we meet or exceed what the ordinance requires. And then page 7 is our photometric plan, which is basically the lighting plan. So, a couple things on this. The light pole locations are shown. There are 3 site light poles, and they're shown with a little symbol and a letter B next to them. So we've got one along the north curb line, then one in that middle section of parking along J Street, and then one on the south side of the lot there. The little numerical values in the background there, those are foot candles. I know your zoning ordinance refers to requirements being in lux, which lux is metric unit, and I was on foot candles with the here. So the foot candles or lux is about 10 times the foot candle. So if we go around the perimeter of the lot, we can see we've got some 0.1s, a bunch of zeros along the north side, the east side, the south side. We've got some 2.1 foot candles, and then we've got 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 along the J Street side. So if we multiply that by 10, at most we've got about 4 lux which I think the business area, your left one.
5
5
at property edge.
Okay, so we're
So
right there.
the rest inside is fine, but just so everyone is aware, it's 5 blocks at the property edge, so they do not exceed ordinance. They meet all of our ordinance standards for lighting.
And then as we mentioned, we are still working on grading and drainage and erosion control. Some of the drainage, we just want to make sure we get it 100% the way it was originally designed. So we've asked if there are any old plans or maybe we can review for the infrastructure to make sure. So we can limit the number of assumptions we have to make for the design.
We don't need that here tonight. We don't need that drainage. It'll be sent to the county surveyor since it is over an acre, just to get their sign off. They intend to use our storm drain system, obviously. This was sent out to Gavin, so he has all of that and he's said he's fine with it. So just so you guys are aware as he's talking through it.
US 6 West has been updated for separated between storm and septic.
Gavin approved it.
That's why I was looking. I know that that's.
It'll handle it, I know. I don't think we're gonna have any issue.
Well, I know that's what we did on Broadway, was
Yeah.
we split the sewer from storm. I didn't know of.
We haven't done a lot on US 6.
Okay.
Gavin didn't seem to think it would be an issue.
I wouldn't think a whole lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't bringing in environmental questions. I
Yeah.
just thinking of more capacity because I know what we did on, went larger.
Oh, yeah.
We've been trying to get an answer out of NDOT when they're gonna do US 6, so we start planning infrastructure
Right.
east and west, but
They got 2 or 3 plans, and one's like a 2-year plan, and the other's a 4-year plan, so it's kind of all over the board.
And actually, drainage wise on the site, when that development was approved, it has an internal storm sewer system that drains to that retention pond in the rear.
Nice.
So our intent is to tie into that storm and drain to that retention
Okay.
pond.
Oh, so.
I'm actually fine with that.
And we actually sit a little lower than State Road 6, so everything kind of right now
Drains to
that
you.
drains into it anyway.
Yeah.
And it looks like just beyond, I guess, just east, then it drains, must drain to a lower area and across the road maybe, so.
As a side note, there is a lot of unused lot space there that will have, grass, et cetera.
Yeah, behind the building, there's a lot
Yeah.
of forest.
They're allowed 90% coverage of this lot in their business, but they're nowhere near that, just so everyone's aware.
Were they going to trench along 6, give it a little bit deeper trench?
I'm not sure.
They've not even done, he's done half of drainage calculations or drainage plans.
Oh, so, okay.
So we don't, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our goal was actually, if we can, stay out of the NDOT right away, not to
Be
say,
easy.
but I think there's some standing water areas that are right in front, next to the pump station.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to pick up any of that water comes in and stands and, yeah.
So after the spring, you'll see. We've had quite a bit of rain of late this year, so you'll know where the low spots are open.
So I guess the question, with that, does it usually stand in that corner of that lot during wet periods or?
I haven't seen it that much. I drive by on a regular basis, and it takes it's gotta be a real heavy rain for it to kind of stand.
I've never seen
We'll
it.
eventually see, yeah.
there's more water standing on the north side of the city.
Yeah.
From the grocery store to CVS, and on that south side.
I usually see it over by the ATM, CVS parking lot, yeah. And I think it's probably because I just can't get over 6 to get to the lower ground.
There's also crushed pipe out there, right? McDonald's, I think there's construction coming out of the CVS one. I'm sure you guys have been looking to clear that out, but I think it's been cleared out twice since I've been here in 2020, so it's probably time for another clean out.
So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I'll open the floor. I know I've got a few, but I'll open the floor to the rest of the crew. Anybody got anything that you guys were looking at? Christian, you good? Yeah. Signage, I just happened to notice how close it was in proximity. Is that gonna be back enough from the road enough for semi-delivery drivers to be able to look around it to the east side?
Yeah, it's setback, I think the code requires a 10-foot setback inside the property, and we are, and then we're well beyond the site distance triangle.
And is that gonna be, lit during business hours or is it gonna be lit 24?
Typically, well, I should typically all the time, 30 minutes after store manager leaves when they close, the lighting goes off.
I saw that it was LED, so I also know that you're taking into account the lux capacity. It's one of those things where there's several lights that are pretty bright along the way that I didn't think that yours was, because it's a placard that's rear lit, so it wasn't too bright, but
Right.
yeah. Then security lighting, that was the A designations, are they horizontal emitting or are they downward emitting?
Actually, let me just get that real quick. Yeah, those are just wall packs that are, mainly, they do shine out a little bit, but they're only right around the building. I guess their impact for lighting is just.
Well, I saw the lux, I love having the layout for the lux on there, because that really explained how bright they could possibly be, but if they were horizontally emitting, they could, as you're coming east into town, it could be kind of space a little bit.
Yeah, they're very, I guess, they're much less brighter than the parking lot lighting. So they're gonna light just around the proximity of the building.
And Greg, if you see, there's a picture of what those lights will be. And
I saw those,
those,
yeah, okay. Yep.
So it's all.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about the diffusers on them, and I saw that they were actually downward facing, so it's more of a wash, which is nice. So they're not gonna be the orange sodium lights that I see on some of the older.
No, it's all LED. Yeah, all LED, and they don't do the, what's the word, not the LED, but the, never mind, move on.
The sodium halogen type
Yeah,
lights.
they used to outline their, I'm not sure about it, but they used to outline their sign in light, and that was,
Yeah, more of a flush ergonomic look, so to speak. And then shrubbery that you're gonna put along the side, is that gonna be something that's gonna grow higher than 10 feet-ish?
No, the shrubs along the parking are boxwoods, so they're gonna be in the 3 or 4 foot range.
Okay.
They prefer to keep them somewhere in that range just for safety and security, so you don't have, not that you would, but not, some areas you have people, that they're not there for good reasons, hiding behind the bushes.
But, and yeah, I was trying to make sure that they weren't kind of obstructing traffic view. If you were coming out and trying to turn left, you'd have to look right, and the trees might obscure that view, or it might get bushy and go outwards.
Right, so if you look at the location on the plan that, I've got in this packet, compared to what was submitted, they're set back now. The actual plan on the trees, the trunk of the tree will be about 35 feet from the property line.
Yeah, I saw how close they actually are on this proximity, so it's actually kind of nice seeing that far back.
Yeah, so there'll be plenty of visibility, there shouldn't be any issues.
And then the only other question that I could think of, backup generators.
They only do backup generators on their larger, what they call hub stores, which are.
Things that have like a warehouse attached to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on these, they don't.
Rely on local grid.
That's right.
If power goes out, everybody gets a break.
Or the UPS is sitting on the side.
Employees go on.
If you don't have power, nobody's got power.
Well, all the LED that you were putting on the inside, I bet you could probably run those off a couple of UPSs and be good for a couple hours. Did you,
I've got nothing further. If there's no one here to speak against, then we can close the public hearing.
I know we were talking about the 2 entrances.
Yes, we'll talk about that after the public hearing.
Okay.
When you guys are making decisions.
So I also knew that there was that divided area there. Was the city looking at making a turn lane out of there, or is that 2 lanes coming out of there?
Well, it's currently has the boulevard.
Yeah, it's got a boulevard split in there, but I didn't know if the outbound traffic is 2 lanes, so there'll be a left and a right.
That's the way it
That's
goes.
the parking lot.
But that's coming out of the parking lot, but I meant the road.
Yeah, actually, out of Jake Street on the west main, there is a right and left turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't pulled in there, I drive by it every day, but I just didn't make a mental note of how wide it actually
There's
is.
even areas. I'm on an area now right now.
Mhm. Well, the map's right here, but due to the dimensions, it says it's 25.1.
No, he's got the actual aerial from Beacon, so he can see the actual area.
Okay, so you can actually see stripes on there.
Yeah.
Okay. I hogged it. Anybody else have any questions?
When's they proposing to begin construction?
Tentatively, midsummer. This should be late summer, yes.
Why'd you get Butler? Come here.
Well, yeah, You say I'm a civil engineer, so I'm just a consultant, but the auto zoning.
There's real estate people for that.
Yeah.
Marketing instructors.
Right, so they basically, they've got a team of real estate and marketing people that, identify areas where, they think they can do well. So areas that they consider, underserved with auto parts. And, like I said, we've been doing it for 17 years and, we got, you can guess how many we've done, but, all of those stores are doing well. Everywhere they've gone, so.
Been well researched, no failures.
No. So.
You know what the total dollar investment is for a store up and down?
Don't quote me since typically I'm not involved in it, but I do know, somewhere around 2 million, so. Building inside. But don't quote me, don't worry.
All right, since the floor is open, anybody got questions from the floor? Any other questions from the rest of the floor? If we're resolved then.
Close the public hearing.
We'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Thank you for your presentation, documentation, and answering questions. You're welcome.
So let's just go over the findings, et cetera. So the general business district permitted uses are automobile parts stores. Development standards, they are meeting all of the development standards as far as setbacks, lot area, impervious surface area, maximum height of the building, all of that good stuff. The entrance drive, this is the one where we get a little sticky here. We'll come back to this though, after we discuss the others. So, landscaping standards, they meet all the standards for landscaping.
Sorry.
Lighting standards. I was like, lighting standards, as he just described them there, they meet all of those. Outside storage meets standards for trash enclosures. Business and industrial and institutional parking standards, they do meet and exceed the parking standards. All of the departments have signed off. So we had sign off from wastewater, stormwater. We had sign off from the water superintendent, the street superintendent. County surveyor is more of a luxury. We're waiting on county surveyor, and that will come when they have more of the drainage stuff. So that wasn't important here. Butler City Police signed off. Fire department signed off. We did have our pre-filing conference with them, where they showed Chris and I all these things just so we could make sure we had enough for development. Plan, public hearing. Real estate being developed is in general business, with permits or requested development. So the only one that is in question is the entrance to driveway entrances. So our ordinance basically says that we allow 1 per 300 foot of road frontage. They are just over 300 foot, but the way I read the ordinance is 300 foot, 1, and in the next 300 foot, you need the other one fully in that 300 foot. Our ordinance does allow you guys to give waivers on this. It would not if they were putting this on US 6. That would be the state that would have to approve that. Or for a county road, that would have to be the county that approves it. But this is one of our little side roads. So we actually have the ability, with outside of BZA, for you folks to say we're gonna give a waiver for this.
I think it's more desirable anyway, so too.
I would agree.
And as you can see by the plan, there's plenty of room. I'd say let's give them a waiver on that. That looks a lot nicer.
And I did put in the development or the required things. Does it fit with the comprehensive plan? Does it do all this?
Yeah, looks good.
All of that is there. Would they have to do that separately, a waiver?
Separate motion.
Okay. So you guys will have to do a separate motion for a waiver
Yeah.
from the entrance standards.
Yeah. So what do you wanna do first? You wanna do the waiver first?
Do the waiver.
I'll make a motion to provide a waiver for 2 driveways in this plot of land.
We got, all in favor of waiver?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
We got 5? We got 5.
There we go.
Okay, so that is taken care of. I don't really have much else. They did a really good job of, I sent them a big, long list of rules, and they followed them all.
Well, it's a wonderful developed piece of land, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work, you know?
So, yeah, that's all I have if you guys
We're
are.
excited to have them.
So we have a motion to approve the development plan.
I make a motion to approve the zoning plan.
I'll second.
Word that correctly, Don?
Development plan.
The development plan, yes. It fits.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Get yourself another 5.
Boom.
Cool, thank you.
It does.
All right,
Welcome to Butler.
great.
Just curious, do you know when you'll have the drainage stuff and the Rule 5 stuff done, just so?
If we determine there's not any old plans or anything to review, I would say probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
And I copied, Soil and Water Conservation District on an email to James. I just included him to dish off just because he's the one that harasses me on email most of the time. He should dish that off and get Soil and Water, everything they need. We'll get the drainage plan to the surveyor, get sign offs there. And they already have CDR. They already have the Indiana CDR.
Yes,
They
the designer has already been
yeah,
filed,
that's
so we got
already been filed.
We got
Will they do the SWIFT?
that. They will, which I'll have to get
So
the
that's,
soil water. We'll find.
yeah, we'll do the SWIFT, so, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks, they'll have everything we need.
Yeah,
They'll
the
be
only
ready
thing
to go.
is the drainage, I guess, to make sure that we can access that retention pond. I gotta do something with that water, you know, we've gotta have somewhere to get rid of it. It's low, so we've gotta have somewhere to drain it.
And
That's what the
I,
retention pond's for, isn't it, Mike, for the whole development out there? Yeah, so it should be a no-brainer.
so once they have the drainage taken care of and all of that stuff, then I will issue ILPs. Then they'll go to the county to get their building permits, and they can sort of longer. Very good.
Yeah,
And just to confirm, the building review can be done while the ILP is being processed, and then once the process is issued. Okay. Great.
yeah, we don't wanna hold you up.
Appreciate that.
I have one more topic. Yeah, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Sorry you have to drive all the way back tonight.
Yeah, drive safe.
Thank you for coming up, though. I didn't put this one on here. Okay. The property on Basket Factory Road, the Subway property, is going to be split. It will not go through a formal subdivision hearing, and I'm gonna allow Chris to explain why. Because I still get confused sometimes between subdivision plat, split, et cetera. Some are allowed administratively, some are not.
And this is just, if they're splitting the subway, right, out from
They're splitting the
The
subway
surrounding
from
land.
that
grassy
part around it,
land.
the grassy part, and where, you know, the little rentals that were there?
Mobile homes.
Yeah, yeah. So they're splitting that out and it's selling to the property
the
right
north.
to the north of them. And they're gonna combine those parcels.
So they're not creating a new,
Tire max, yeah.
yeah, they're not creating a new buildable lot. That's why they don't have to go through the subdivision process.
You're swapping
They're
in by owners.
Basically, and then they're gonna combine that through a combination, administrative combination through the transfer office. That can be done with just a new, survey field description.
Basically, they're saying, if you want this property, you pay the tax and we'll walk away.
Sounds like it. For whatever reason.
It came to me as more of a, you can do this administratively.
Yeah.
Not even me recommending that, but I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention to
Is
see.
that
if you-
gonna affect the drainage for the subway at all?
No, the
Just
subway,
behind
the
it.
subway guy really wants to
Get rid of it.
get rid of it, because he doesn't want to deal with rental there, he doesn't want to deal with the
Still in
extra.
hardly frames buried back there.
Yeah,
That partial wall that's back there too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a plan to take that trailer out and make, like, connect that into a driveway, right?
Yeah, what they would ultimately like to do is have their basket factory, but then be able to come out that entrance there onto 6. Pre-existing driveway, Subway they'll have to do a shared driveway easement, which I've informed them. That's,
Ingress, egress, not part of.
yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of that. That's something they need to do. So, Tire Max and Subway is working that out. I told them, well, initially they wanted another entrance. I was like, and that's not gonna allow you another entrance or anything right there. It's just not happening. So they'll be using the existing one there.
Is there any way we can, on the basket factory entrance, I'll rut it up and tore up that is where they made that road, that we can go and make them put a 10-foot concrete apron in there.
They've got what, 2 entrances currently, they want a third?
What's that?
They've got 2 entrances currently on the basket factory, now they want a third one on the front.
But that'll go right in the southern parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be all tore up. But it's,
Hopefully their housekeeping doesn't spill to the front like it is at the back side of it.
You're talking about the main entrance there on Basket Factory.
yeah, both of them are going in and out of their
Yeah.
equipment, they tore that road up, they tore up the driveway.
I think you would have something through your street department to, I would think, Don.
Or combined.
Legally, I guess the street department could say you're tearing out the road, you need to fix it. If you've got,
We can lean on them for
Yeah,
a fine if they're gonna continue to drag dirt out on the road and rip up the road with that, I would think.
somebody needs to contact me. Sometimes it's just.
Yeah.
Getting past the truck driver, you know.
Yeah. and talking to whomever, runs it. Because,
They made that turn into there wider than actually the driveway is, I mean, you see it every day.
Yeah.
It's just a mess. That whole place is a mess, I think.
How long is it?
Looks like a salvage yard behind it.
I think that needs to be addressed, that's.
How long has, the driveway been the size it is? Is that more recent that they started widening it, or?
Probably since Tire Max went in there.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
Yeah, you see it too every day.
yeah.
so it's been a while.
that's what it looked like in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
There it is in
Yeah.
2021. There it
Wow.
is in 2023.
Wow.
Well, it's definitely gotten worse.
Yes.
Over the
much
years.
worse.
Well, they've spread it and they've actually
So I think,
filled in your drainage a little too.
Yeah.
Well, it's tearing up the road, too, because we're responsible for that.
It's all passed in that
2012.
drain ditch.
And there's a
I can
tile
find
that
it.
runs back through there.
I mean, I think that you've got proof on the aerial imagery to prove that they've expanded the driveway. The problem is you've let it go for so long, I don't know if there's any sort of,
Legal grounds.
I don't know.
Well, they're out of the ordinance.
You can't have adverse possession against this municipality, so.
True.
So, I don't think they can expand their property.
Yeah, when we combine those two driveways with what they're doing now, and say, prove this part of it, but you have to take care of the driveways on Basket Factory, and we put a stipulation in there.
You're talking about the new driveway on 6? Take that driveway away?
No, it just, any way that we can say, in order for this to move forward, you need to address the
No,
Basket
because
Factory.
it's not because they're just splitting it and combining with their existing lots. So you
Yeah.
can't stop them from splitting property. And once they own it, there's already a driveway there, they can,
But there's a new driveway, and then we probably could.
if they put it in a new driveway, right, you could do something there,
Partly will be, because they'll be connecting there, if that's new.
yeah, but you don't require a permit for any new,
I think we did.
not impervious surface on someone's property. You would if it was in the driveway. You could look and see if you require a permit for anything like that, but we don't,
So
so,
we do though. I'll look for it.
um,
But I think we can say you've been continually expanding year after year. You can prove it in the imagery, and it's against our ordinance, and we can ask them to remedy the situation, I would think.
I think if they put a concrete apron out there, they're probably gonna put in the Basket Factory and put 2-3 feet of asphalt there, because it's all busted down just from going in and out.
Is that still Fireman's?
The what?
Is it still Fireman's?
Yeah.
I thought it changed.
Well, it's Jam's.
Jam's.
Tire Max,
Okay.
yeah, so, years ago, but we still got Jam's name.
Gotcha. was gonna say, I thought ownership changed. And we can have Stuart talk to him about the fact that that is, you can tell by the imagery, it's a, I mean, could we classify that as a junkyard?
Salvage yard.
Salvage yard? I mean, they're using it for a purpose that it really was not meant for.
So you probably have outdoor storage standards in your ordinance that weren't there before, that this wasn't, you know.
Imagine that's what breeding ground for mosquitoes in the summertime.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
You never know what's seeping out of those things either.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, we got potential for fire, when you have that many tires there.
First year after.
I mean, at least with your outdoor storage, it should be able to say something about it needs to be contained within a certain area where it looks like they're just kind of throwing stuff haphazardly
Yes,
around. So, you could get them for outdoor storage. Probably wouldn't consider it a junkyard because they're not bringing in.
Right, and leaving them.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not a drop-off site for people's junk like Omnisource or something.
But don't you have to have some blockage fencing or something like that?
That's what I'm saying, is I think the outdoor storage, you could get them for not having it be contained in a certain area.
I'll just go have a conversation.
Yeah, it might just be worth having a conversation with them.
Drive out by there and look at it.
Some places.
What's that?
Drive by it and look
Oh,
at
I go there all the time. I get my tires done there.
Some places just don't realize they get to so bad.
Well, and if you, I mean, if you look at the top, if you look at the aerials, like, anyone who looks at the aerials will be like, wow.
Yeah. Year after year after year, you don't see the
Yes,
additions.
you don't notice it as much. It's like when kids grow up.
Yeah.
Little by little, but if I see my nieces and nephews after 6 months, there's a big change.
It's not like they were preparing for Thanksgiving dinner or for sweats instead, knowing they're
it.
going
So
to.
will that keep, the subway will still be in confirmation on the lot as far as the setbacks and everything? with
Yes,
that?
they'll still be abiding by everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not me deciding not to go to a subdivision, it's just legally, they don't have to do it, so.
Right.
Yeah. I was ready to take it for subdivision.
And I was like, no, you're not doing, you don't have to.
Well, I can't even, if they don't want to, then they can't, so. Yeah, I think that's all I have. So next time we will try to have public hearings for all 3 of those other topics. And I'll finalize that, send you the final copies based off, Greg made a number of updates to those after our January meeting.
You got a little slap happy on the payment plans.
Yes, yes, you did.
I wasn't trying to get retirement money though, trust me. There's a lot of blanks in there that I just matched up with others, so.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Anybody got any other topics? Then somebody want a motion for adjourn? So moved. Second? We're done? Thank you.